Oh, Lee, I'm so glad you played the original clip, the original opening, to think about the days long gone by. Even talking about Miguel and Mars. We fired one coach, and anyway, this is CLT FC Fan TV for the fans by the fans. Damn it!
Damn it!
I didn't expect to find myself here tonight because for us the season had ended, but Lee's like, hey man, we gotta
we
get
haven't
out
done
there
an
and
end
talk
of the
to
season
people.
recap though.
Yeah, well, I know we usually do, but we weren't quite there. It turned into something a little bit more fired up.
Yeah, that's true too. True too.
Like the heat, it was like a hot day in the South.
Yeah.
And the heat, just something, anyway.
A hot day in the South, it's November.
Hey, we, I know, right? Our esteemed friends with the facts of the matter, Jorge Top Ben Gonzalez and Brian Bam Maurer will be joining us shortly, but they're all running around like reporters at the White House. Anywho, I'm JT. That's Lee, and this is CLT FC Fan TV. Damn it, for the fans. We've been there since day one. If you've never seen it before, subscribe, hit whatever, do what your kids do. And and wherever you were, if you could, I hope you voted yesterday, man. These smaller elections, these little votes, they mean more.
No. What are you doing?
Anyway, so
we're
Lee,
not talking about Messi.
Well, I'm not even paying attention in the chat. You do that, and I just spout. But quickly today, I put together a little clip. It's like 4.5 minutes. Do you think we should go ahead and play it now and just warm up the room?
Let's go.
So here you go. Here's a clip. Right. Let's all watch this together.
This time feels like a loss. Lattanzio in the front office is tiptoeing the fine line. Next week against Columbus, we don't get a result. So I hate to say it.
Who do you bring in if you let Lattanzio go?
Who wants to come here? Get it together.
What do you think about this game?
5-2, was that a fair result?
We had to work as a team more.
We do, right? I feel like we were really compact.
We needed to be ready more.
Yeah, clearly we needed better coaching at the last minute. I think that obviously we shouldn't use the same fucking lineup. Excuse my language. We shouldn't use the same lineup that we used before. I do believe that obviously we could have used a different approach. Obviously, a different approach where we can have a better forwards in the center midfield and not leave Vargas out.
Did you feel like the team was? I know, but did you feel like the team just was satisfied to be there, or they didn't have the energy, or?
Yeah. So obviously, clearly they were tired. They were tired from the last couple.
That's why we switch it up.
Days.
I know.
Put new people in. Aji made a difference. Put new people in. Use the legacy players.
And obviously, we didn't put the 100% that we needed to put in this playoff game. So Cristiano Lattanzio can finally leave Charlotte FC just to keep it safe. And that is just based on results, not on fan base opinion. Just results.
Same thing, man. So all year, all season, right? It's been the same thing. In the first half, we had 73% possession. Did we do anything with it?
Not really, no.
That's what I'm saying. So, when we talk about Lattanzio out, or we talk about, we need to...
You're the first one actually to bring that up tonight.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
Think about this game, man. 2-2, man. Draw FC, man. All we do is draw, man. Lattanzio apparently is an artist, man, with the draws he does. Talk to me, man. Tell me what you thought.
No, he's definitely an artist, man. He's an artist of the draw. All he likes to do is tie. We got double-digit ties. All we got to do is win one game to get in the playoff picture, and we don't. So, time and time again, it's Groundhog's Day for us.
It is Groundhog's Day. That's a good way to put it. Charlotte's going to Charlotte, right? Talk to me, though, man. Tell me, was it Lattanzio's fault, or was it like that tackle at the end where they got the penalty, man? There was no need to plunge in like that.
That was on our guy, 100%. DeJager or whatever, he just messed it all up, man. Lattanzio sucks too, but that was on us. That was on the players.
I think the summer, right? The summer you saw it adjust.
Yeah.
Right? You could see what Lattanzio wanted to do. He just didn't have the squad to do it.
And Westwood, of course, in the last interview just said they more come together as a team. So
I mean, yeah, it's a good, another
Westwood and Arfield.
But today they seem like a team, but every time they played Red Bulls,
it was just a long formation.
We never, exactly. We never
Red Bulls
adjust,
press.
Man. We're gonna play
And
with
that's
the
what
way
they
we're
do.
gonna play.
I feel like unless Swiderski is in the middle, he can't play at midfield.
There's got to be a tactical change, right? After you see it's not working, even if it's 10 minutes in.
That's coaching.
It started to change.
We didn't rise to the occasion.
The truth is, we can do it at home against Messi, but can we do it away from home? No, we couldn't.
Two wide open.
What you complaining about? We still won. A dub's a dub. What you complaining about?
I'm complaining about the two wide open headers.
Yeah, that was 2 wide open headers, but hey, we still won. A dub's a dub. We got the 3 points. We're gonna party tonight. Y'all need to stop complaining. All right, we got the dub today. Let's celebrate.
Celebrate, Charlotte.
No more. We're Win FC today.
We're Penalty FC.
Penalty FC. All right, 3 points.
We're never gonna make the playoffs. He's gonna be happy.
Why not?
As long as we almost make the
Why
playoffs.
not? Why not? Why are we not gonna make the playoffs, man?
Hey, clip this. When we make the playoffs, clip that. When we make the playoffs, we still got a chance.
They had a great season.
They did have a great season.
I loved it. I hate that it had to come to him, but
I know, it's
they did
shitty,
great.
too.
They did great. You know, we're still here.
We made the
We're
wild
still
card.
gonna be-
Yo,
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah, we're gonna be rooting for them regardless.
Next year's gonna be a better year.
Next year, not only are we going to make it to the playoffs, we're not going to be on a wild card. We're going to be ready for the playoffs, and we're going to kill it.
That's a queen talking.
That's a queen talking. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So there it is, man. That's
Queen
That
talking.
was everybody over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think. Those clips.
Well,
are from.
the good and a little bit sad thing is I put that together really quick, and it was pretty easy just to start scrubbing through stuff. And every time I heard Lattanzio, I would stop and ding, ding. Because, all season long. Oh, yeah, by the way, in case. Well, who broke the news? Tell me, Lee. Who
The
broke
club
the
did.
news? What?
The club did this morning.
Okay, so no one else leaked it. Because all I know, I'm playing as a fan who's ignorant as usual, and all I got from you today was like at 9:30, saying Lattanzio out, and it's like it seems like the fan base and who we talk to is like a 50-50 thing. The easiest thing to do is to fire the coach,
Of course.
and who knows? I don't know what the locker room was like. I don't know. I do know this though. Look, I got a tall boy at Coors, and I put one of these little huggies on it that we got back in the day, and it looks like me trying to wear a photo journalism, the little schmuck thing you got to put on to be down on the field with a camera. That's me. Anyway, I wanted to get that.
But at the end of the day, man, like it says, farewell to Laddie Daddy, right? Or Lattanzio or whatever. I think his record was like 23 wins, 24 losses.
I wonder too, though. He's from Italy. Very, whatever. Like most players want to go to Europe or go back to Europe. Some of them. Was he all like coaches? Like Mars. Mars was like, "Hey, I'm good. I'm good. I made my money. Whatever. However that worked out. He was out so quick. Do you think Laddie Daddy was like, you know what, I can't be in something like that in Italian, but he's like, fine, I'm good with it.
I'm not sure if he even knew because he was involved with the players that we let go, right, and the ones that we extended offers to again, and that sort of thing. So, I'm sure he went in this morning thinking it was just another day at the club, right, and then it's one of those things where your password doesn't work, your badge doesn't work to get in. Security meets you at the door.
He had it. I don't know. Who knows? And you got to remember, folks, and folks out there that don't know, DT, aka Dave Tepper, and I know most of you know, also owns the Carolina Panthers, and they are really sucking it up right now. And it's almost like he's like, I gotta fire somebody. I can't fire Frank Reich yet, but damn it, someone's going down.
Is it the David Tepper curse?
I'm not saying anything about curses, man. I'm not trying to bring no witchcraft up in
I'm
here.
just saying, man. I'm not trying to bring any witchcraft either. But my point is, he owns both teams, and I guess Charlotte's a little more.
Well, that's one reason I put Yeti Clan Brian at the front of that clip I made, because he was saying, who else is going to come here I do wonder because it was a weird situation for Mars to be let go so quick, and he's the interim coach, and he did fine. And this year he technically got him to the playoffs. And I haven't heard he doesn't seem he seems like he gets along with the guys pretty well. So just because I wonder if they played better the last game, if it would have mattered at all.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't. I would hope not. That
No.
it was on something like that because that would
I
seem
mean, we
like
sneaked into the wild card. I mean, we sneaked into the play-in, right? We didn't even make the
Yeah.
playoffs, to be honest with you. I don't
yeah,
know, right?
the new play-in.
What's that?
I said the new play-in or the new
Yeah,
playoff.
yeah. I mean, I think we had one more point than what we had last year, and it's just like to me, it wasn't enough progress, right?
I'm not. Yeah, I feel like even the people that weren't saying Lattanzio out, like us for the most part, we were on the fence. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised by this. I am not that upset about this. I feel bad for Lattanzio if he didn't see it coming,
At
but
a human level, for sure.
yeah, I mean, obviously, but this is
Yep.
business.
That's right.
You
But
know?
to this
And
point, right?
it's not like
We're
he's
talk
from South Carolina. It's not like he's oh shit.
Yeah, but he's
Now
been in the
he's
States
like,
long enough,
I'm gonna
man.
go back to Capri or wherever in Italy, and he's gonna be fine.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Well,
he'll be all right. But like Darren says here, right? Kretner probably should have been let go with Lattanzio, like a complete refresh. Which, Cincinnati, that's what Cincinnati did, man. And then they went from what, the wooden spoon last season to like pretty much just running away with it for the most part this year. So I don't know.
I don't. Well, it all depends. I don't think Lattanzio and this is just me speculating, folks. Lee, in case you haven't noticed, Lee and I are not journalists. We are
Well, see,
fans.
that's funny you say that because we got called out on Twitter the other day.
I didn't get called out.
Well, the
y'all
Fan
got on
TV
Twitter.
handle did. Yeah. But anyways, we won't go down that road.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
okay.
I'm sort of disagreeing with this. I mean, I think it was actually I think we got one more point from what I was looking at earlier today, right? I mean, I could kind of see what he was trying to bring into the game, but I just don't think it was working. Could it be the fact that we didn't have the players? Is it the fact that he wouldn't adjust to the personnel that the tactics? He wouldn't adjust his tactics to the players we had. He tried to put the players in, it's like a
Well,
square peg in a round hole sort of thing.
but you with the knowledge and like some of the clips from that last game that we were at the watch party over at Camp North End, which was a lot of fun in many ways until I don't know 20 minutes in the first half.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, yeah, for the end of the season to go out like that, that's the way. I don't think it was that, but maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because even that night talking to people, it was like, my God, it's the end of the season if we don't win.
Right.
Throw everything at it, do whatever, and to continue to not make adjustments after the first half debacle. It really was. I mean, that place was deflated.
Well, shit, that playoff game after we went 3 goals down, man. After we went 3 goals down, we just at that point you just rip it up and just go against the grain. But like Yeti Clan says, right? And I agree. I think no matter what, we must have some sort of MLS coaching experience. In my opinion.
Well, yeah, and think about. I mean, technically, Lattanzio was one of Miguel Angel Ramirez's guys. He was his number 2. So technically, Lattanzio was part of that family. So if we're cutting that limb off completely and then going towards MLS experience and not just a good soccer experience from other similar leagues,
yeah,
then yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with this, right? I mean, there was so many things we could pick apart, right? I mean, is it on the players that we were dropping points at the last 5 minutes of the game? Is it, mental toughness? Is it tactics? It's all that fun stuff.
It's the turf, man. It's the turf.
Well, I mean, what happens then when we're playing away?
I know. I'm just,
Yeah, I mean, so, who's going to be our next manager? You know, is it going to be somebody from Europe? Is it going to be one of these MLS guys that recently been let go? Is it somebody that we
How about
don't
an
even know, like
MLS
a
guy?
Mars?
How about an MLS guy who is like an up and comer? You know, like a hot shot. He's the whatever coach, but he's not the. You know, this would be his first head coaching job. Someone
I
with
don't know. I don't know. Personally, I think, I think he's going to I agree with Trent here, right? He's impatient, willing to spend the money now. Um, you know, let's see if he hires somebody that's notable for sure. I mean, my hope is that we hire somebody before the winter window opens up, so that way that manager can have some input into what's going on with the team and the players he wants. Because I mean, Swiderski's talking about leaving, right? He had this press release or an interview the other day, said he's wanting to leave pretty much. So
what?
that's
Hold
his
on,
nail
hold
in
on.
the
Pump the
coffin.
break. Pump the break. Pump the break. This is when we do. So Swiderski, he's a free agent. It's up to him if he
No, he's not a free agent.
Okay, but someone could come in and buy him, whatever.
Yep.
But of the announcement the other day, he definitely wasn't a part of that. He's still
Right.
on the team, still signed by the team.
Yep.
Was he on a podcast
No,
in
he was giving an interview somewhere, and he
Poland?
basically just said
Was
that
he in Warsaw giving an interview? Where
yes,
was
he was in Poland, I believe,
he?
talking
Yeah,
to the
giving an interview,
Polish
hanging out
sports
on
outlet.
a couch with
What's
one
that?
of his boys,
No,
talking
no,
some
no.
shit. And then he was like,
You
"Nah,
need to get
nah,
on. You need to get on Twitter,
I'd much
man.
rather be hanging out in here with you right now than being back in Charlotte." And then it got twisted to, "Man, he don't want to come back to the team. That's bullshit."
And he can go for all I care. Let him all go. Yeah, get him out. If you don't want to be with the club, get the hell out of the club.
Hot take. Whoa, where's this coming from, man?
It's coming from Charlotte is bigger. The crown is bigger than any
Oh, you
player,
feel
one player.
insulted. Okay.
So if he wants to bounce, man, let the man bounce. No, I'm serious, man. I think
Damn, Lee.
if he wants out, he needs to go. But yeah, I mean, back to the Lattanzio thing, man. I mean, we've kind of seen this on the writing on the wall all season, right? And I just think
mean,
he fucking
But
he
it's
just
the easiest button to push.
what's that?
It's the easiest button to push again. The writing's on the wall. If anyone gets frustrated the whole season, be it a player, media, internal owner, understaff, I mean, being a head coach, he's getting hit from. I'm sure he's like, "Fuck, I'm out." I mean, he's fine. So yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he's making a pretty penny, man. And I'm sure there was a contract that had to be bought out as well.
Oh yeah.
And I disagree with this. I mean, if you go back and look at what Cincinnati did last season and compared to this season, it's night and day. I mean, that's the best thing about MLS, in my opinion, right? You can be the worst team one year, make a couple of adjustments, and then bam, you're back in it, right? So all we got to do is finish in the top 9, apparently.
Yeah. If we made the playoffs this year, then yeah, anyone can. The way we fell, but we fell into it, man. If you look, I'm telling y'all, the clip we played at the beginning of the show, I was looking through a lot of stuff today, and I saw it, and I was like, everyone was like, "Oh, no way, no way," and I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs, and in a sense, we didn't make the playoffs, and we made the play-in.
Yeah.
And man, we just dropped a big old turd.
I see what you did here, Robert. I see exactly what you did here.
Ha 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 ha.
But yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, no. That's the best quote.
I'm just sorry. I'm reading some of these comments. I'm telling you, man. I tell you what, Patrick. We'll make some sort of bet next time we see each other, man. Before the season starts, we'll come up with something. A couple of beers. I don't know, the new jersey that comes out, something. But I guarantee you, we will do better than we did this year for sure. I mean, because in my opinion, Kretna's job's on the line, right? Zoran's job is on the line. If he comes out and screws up for the 3rd time, he's out of here. So he has to get it right.
Yeah, it's always an interesting thing, being part of who, manages getting the players and all that stuff. But hey, while
Hey.
we're thinking about it, and still waiting on Jorge and Bam. What the? Come on, man. Tighten
Yeah,
up.
that's fair, man. That's fair.
Anyway, our boy Adam from defendthequeen.com at the last game hooked us up with some of his I'd call them stencil arts, his different layers, the spray paint and some other stuff. But we've got like, I don't know, 15 of them, a lot of them. But this is the one we will give away tonight. I don't know what the hashtag is going to be, Lee.
Oh, I got to do that. I forgot to do that.
Hey, it says Pour La Corona, which I think means pour like a Corona.
For the Corona, right?
Yeah, it means pour the Corona.
For the Corona.
So, or maybe for the crown. I don't know. Nonetheless, 10 by 8 original art. And we will continue to give these away on the off season.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to be Pour La Corona?
No, I don't know how to spell that without looking at it.
Cheezel Peasel. P-O-R.
We're gonna put hashtag Laddie for one last time for Lattanzio. Or Lattanzio is out.
L-A-T-T-Y?
L-A-T-T-I. Yeah. Somebody posted it already. I'm just gonna put Lattanzio out.
Well, that's a fact now. This is not an opinion that it should happen. It's a fact that it is happening. Because Lattanzio, in no disrespect, I mean, like I said, I wasn't surprised, and I'm not that unhappy about it. I just gotta let it say he gone.
Yep, that's it. So Lattanzio, hashtag Lattanzio out.
Hashtag Lattanzio out in the show.
Drawing tonight.
You can have the original artwork. Defendthequeen.com.
Yeah.
Pour La Corona.
You know what we should do? Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that.
Yeah, don't say that, man. This is live, man. You can't retract this stuff.
You go back and edit it later.
Once you put it out there, it's out there.
So to the folks out there, right, that's watching this and everything, and have been paying attention to the news today, like, what sort of manager would you want, right? Do you want, I don't know, like the Portland guy, what's his name, Giovanni, right? Or do you want like the Jesse March that's had the Europe and can come back over this side of the pond and do that? So just kind of curious to see, what you guys think. Do we take a chance on maybe an up and coming assistant manager that's been here, that sort of thing, right? I don't know, man. Yeah, and if you're new to the show, hit the sub button for us. We appreciate that. And all you OGs out there that show up every Wednesday and hang out with us, man, hit that like button too.
We had the games on Wednesday. We haven't been on like in a month.
Oh, go to Charlotte, damn it.
Yeah, you need to just put that S on there.
Charlotte's gonna Charlotte or Charlotte?
Can I cover up the STP? I got my vintage NASCAR. I'm telling you, I realized NASCAR has almost the same exact season as MLS. They just finished up their championship.
What? How did we get on the NASCAR?
Because I'm wearing my NASCAR and you don't have the S. I got my STP right here.
Oh.
Yeah, man. If you would look up at the actual live feed.
I'm sorry, man. I've got so much going on to make sure that this is well produced as you would get on regular TV on MLS or whatever.
That's right. This is stream this shit into your brain.
That's it. But yeah, I mean, he apparently is a possible hire. Not to say that we are going to hire him, right? But he's hinting around that he's looking for a job for sure, and he's not against it, the MLS or MLS.
Who is that?
See all these weird names. I want to get somebody that's got an easy name to pronounce. He was a player for Man U.
That's another thing you want. This is what we need to hear. You want like an easier name to pronounce for
That's
you.
it. Yeah, that's it, man. Hey, you know what? You guys want some of this? Would you put that Charlotte's with the apostrophe S, or just go with the Charlotte gonna Charlotte? We're gonna take a vote on
that. Yeah.
Well, anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, my ideal coach would be Graham Potter, man. He's out of a job, but I just don't know if he's ready to do with the MLS as well. I want somebody with MLS experience, I think. And all you folks out there that have played Football Manager, you guys should throw your names in the hat too. Oh man,
There's no so Lattanzio, whatever staff's there with him, most of those guys are gone too. Is that the way it
Yeah,
works?
his assistant coach got let go as well.
But that's it.
Yeah, I mean, would you guys be happy with the guy coming from the Crown Legacy and stepping up and managing? Would we take that?
I guess so. I'll take whatever, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
it's
not
like
one
I
and
don't know.
only. I'm
I'm
not
not
one.
smart enough to know enough. Still learning. And if any of y'all are out there newer to the show, I represent the newbie fan. I'm from North Carolina the whole time, whatever that means. Nonetheless, I still don't know a lot of stuff about this professional soccer game. And MLS is growing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
lead, they're always making little jokes about their EPL and derbies and derbies and Mbappe's and whatever hell else.
I don't know, man. Mbappe got his hand slapped for saying some racist comments in the last game, so we'll leave that alone too.
Hey, have you heard from Jorge? Has he said why he hasn't showed up yet?
Nope, too busy. He says too busy collecting
Yeah,
blue
that's
check marks on
bullshit.
Twitter.
I can't even now.
I know, but no, seriously. Like, I mean, there's been so many names thrown out there, right? I mean, for me, I really want Giovanni, the Portland or the ex-Portland manager, to come in and you know, have his set. Have
Hey, a
his set.
fresh start, man. You know, just because
Yeah, I
someone
mean,
gets let go. Although Frank Reich, going back to the Panthers, got let go from the Colts, and now he's here. Oh man.
no, see, Fuchs. I mean, I don't think Fuchs has the experience to coach. I mean, he just needs to learn his trade. Does he even have like the enough of the what's it called? Is he certified to coach? I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
Is there an actual certification? You gotta like be
Yeah, you got to go and get all your badges and stuff.
what?
Yeah, man, you can't just roll in and damn think
What?
you can do it.
There's like literally like you gotta say you coach at a certain level.
Yeah, you get different levels. Yeah.
That is funny. See, that's some shit I've never heard about with professional soccer in
Yeah.
this league.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I think you're right. I was just kind of throwing it out there that he was gonna get moved up, but I think he's gonna stay with the academy. Right. Some of these comments are getting longer and longer, which is good, I guess, right?
Yeah,
So,
just let it out. Let it
yeah.
out. Let it flow.
Yeah.
Let it flow.
Yeah, Class B.
Well,
See, that's right. Thanks, Carl.
but there's definitely no one left on our team that would ever
Baker.
be bumped up.
What's that?
There's no way there's anyone that's still in the coaching staff besides possibly a long shot of the Crown Legacy coach. Hey! Oh my God! Someone made it.
Hell yeah!
I've been treading water with this dingo for like 20 minutes, man, waiting for someone who actually had some knowledge about some shit.
Oh man!
Man.
Just happy to
God,
be here,
man.
dude.
Oh,
it's
man.
the first time I'm going to be able to talk soccer in
Now I
like
can relax.
3 weeks.
That's
Oh
it.
man. Now I can
Yeah.
just sit
Now
back
we were
and
just talking about the possible managers coming in, right? So just a
Yeah.
quick recap. You know, we talked about Lattanzio out, yada yada yada, and all that fun
Yep.
stuff. Now we're just talking about some of the names, right? Personally, I would like Giovanni, right? The old Portland
Okay.
coach. That would be my number one pick. And
Yeah,
then, you know, Jesse Marsh would be a good one, I think, you know, but I doubt he's going to come to Charlotte. Yeah. So, Brian, who do you think, man? Who would you take?
I mean, if you want to talk about a guy in-house, I mean, I don't know if you want to go the in-house route again, but Pamadou Ka
Yeah, the people have been mentioning him.
Was a really underrated assistant
Going
signing.
to Colorado. Yeah, Colorado, though, right?
I mean, unless he wants to stay in Charlotte. I mean, you know, it depends on his relationship is like in Charlotte. Maybe that was a reason. Maybe that could have triggered. I mean, I'd imagine there was already the chance of Lattanzio already going before that. But I mean, he was an underrated assistant signing who's been in the league a long time and has been around the block and knows MLS really, really well.
That's what I'm talking about. I asked the question right before you came on, Bam. Is there anyone still around besides the Crown Legacy coach who's not, I guess, Pamemois? But and there you come on and give me the answer I need.
Yeah.
That is Brian Bam Maurer, y'all.
Yeah, in-house is for sure. Pamadou Ka would be in-house, but I can't imagine they do it because this is the front office's last real go at it. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, how many chances do you get at a coach? So I can't imagine they go the same route they just went. That would be why I can't. I think Pamadou would
I don't
still
think it's
get
gonna
ahead.
happen.
No, I don't think so either. I think that would be the option in-house that you haven't discussed yet, but I'd imagine they have to go a different route. My guess would be somebody with a decent amount of experience. If you've already gone with the least experienced guy twice, how do you not go for an experienced guy?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was saying, right? I think this is Zoran's last chance, right?
For sure.
If he gets season 3 wrong, man, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. And that's not going to be a good look for him on his resume trying to outside of Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would like to see Giovanni would be my first pick.
Yeah.
Like a Jesse Marsh would be another one. If we could get somebody, outside of America or MLS, I'd do like a Graham Potter, that sort of thing. I'm getting attacked by a cat right now. Sorry.
I mean, it's probably not the most popular opinion right now, but I mean, Bob Bradley's still out there too, right? I mean, he just had a terrible showing in Toronto.
No.
Even I know enough. I don't want Bob Bradley.
Yeah,
no, I don't want him, man.
I understand.
Too much baggage, man. Nah.
It does come with a lot of baggage. I think the one thing is and here are my thoughts from like the beginning of this whole thing, the beginning of Charlotte FC. They have a lot of guys in their organization that are like in their job for the first time, right? You got Zoran as a first-time sporting director. You had a bunch of first-time. Mar wasn't a first-time head coach, but he was still coming into his own in terms of coaching. And Lattanzio was his first coaching gig. You have a lot of guys in their first gig at their position, and so what Bob Bradley or that type of coach brings is like, I've been here before. I know what I'm like. Somebody who to take the reins. My guess is what has been happening is there's a lot of people trying to take the reins and nobody has taken the reins before. If that makes any sense. Like there's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean everybody's new to it, right?
Yeah, everybody's trying to be pragmatic. Trying to like help. Like they're trying to
it looks good on paper
together, right? Yeah, sounds great, but at some point somebody's got to take charge and really rein things in and sort of be like, this is the direction we're going. And for me, that's what it seems like hasn't been happening. Is like there's a lot of different directions the team is going in.
You think Lattanzio was too timid, just as a personality? Like to me, he always said, I can't imagine him being that fired up.
I don't know if
yelling that. I could see him getting upset and veins coming out of his, but I don't see him just really laying into somebody or sticking up for something in front of Tepper or whatever. To me, his demeanor, like just who he is, he's a good coach and the players seem to like him, but he just didn't have that, that whatever killer instinct.
See, I actually think he might have been not so timid as in too stubborn. Like I feel like he kind of was
very stubborn, man.
I feel like he was stuck in his ways, and he was just like, "These are the characteristics of the players I want, and like if I don't get them, I need them." And being like, "Yo, this is the 30 guys we have. Make it work, right?" And like, and so you had like I think the front office were like, we drafted up, we traded up in drafts, we've done these things, we've committed to these guys. These are our guys, and then Lattanzio was like, well, they don't have the characteristics for my center back, right? And so he does this other thing, and so you've got two different situations. That's where I feel like is a miscommunication. It's like he had characteristics and a model that he wanted to follow, and the front office was like, these are the guys we committed to signing. Like we were like, we traded up for Diop, and you didn't play him. We traded back in the first round for Ajiman, and you're not playing him. And Ajiman looked good.
Yes, Ajiman did look good. Right, I agree with the Yeti clan, right? Show more attitude in the press conference than in the games, right? And then, back to this comment, I don't want a Frank Lampard. I don't want a Wayne Rooney. I don't want a Steven Gerrard, man. You go learn your trade elsewhere, and then you kind of come to my club. I don't need those like rookies, if you will, right, to come in. The only really one back in the day I would have taken would have been like an Eddie Howe or something, right?
Well, Bam, going back with Lattanzio and his style, I was saying to Lee earlier, do you think it has, he was also, he was like, Mars number 2. So he was Mars's guy.
Yeah.
It was, and it seemed almost like going back to the stubbornness. It's like, listen, this is my system. I know the system works. Find me people to fit in my system, square pegs, round holes, whatever. But he couldn't change his system. He's like, this is what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, but and he got his guy too, right? He got Capetti, and it didn't really click right out of the gate. And I mean, he got his guy. He also got his guy in Ashley Westwood, right? Who, granted, Westwood's just coming. I mean, I think Westwood's gonna have a good year next year.
Westwood was a good pickup.
He was still getting healthy. He even told, I think, Eric and Lloyd on their Crown Talk podcast, he said like he was just like, and this was in this summer, so this is during the season. He said he was like just feeling like he was recovering from the injury. So I'd say like what we saw at the end of the season was Westwood we'll see for most of next year, because now he's fully healthy. But at the same time, Lattanzio got his guys, and it didn't catch out of the gate. Like, and some of those signings should be able to show some pretty serious life out of the gate, right? I mean, they're high-level professionals.
I think that's what one of the biggest things for Charlotte, though, right? We missed on that DPs, in my opinion, other than Carroll. But I mean, I still don't think
Carroll's
he's
not great.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Overrated for sure.
Yeah, overrated. I think he's like what they say, like a big fish in a small pond, or whatever you want to say, right? With the forwards that we had, right?
Yeah. Talking in Charlotte. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that made him, and then for him to come out like he did earlier this week, right? Or was it late last week, where he basically says he just hoped that Charlotte doesn't pull up, and ask for 10, 12 million, right? They just asked for 6. So, for him to say something like that was bullshit. What's up, Top Ben?
Yeah.
What's up, boys?
Hey, one of the first times we got together with Top Ben, he showed up like an hour and a half late. He's like, yo, man, Latino time or something like that. You're like, this is just the way it rolls.
So his clock hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, for real. I was like, yo, I thought daylight savings time, I had it more time.
So you're going to be this early.
Yeah.
All right, now we got, I was going to practice this opening earlier, but now we finally all together, man. Yeah, this is CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans, damn it.
Damn it.
I'm JT. That's Lee. This is Brian Bam Mauer. Bam! And down in the corner, Jorge.
All right, we're going to have to go for at least another hour now.
90 Gonzalez.
Yeah. The Top End, man, let me ask you this, man.
Hold on. Hashtag Lattanzio out if you want to win this tonight.
Hashtag Lattanzio out.
Pour the
Just put it in the comments if you knew.
Pour la Corona means pour the Corona.
Yeah, pour the Corona. So, but yeah, Jorge, man, like, you started hinting early on, right? The Lattanzio's days were up. People were saying that it was clickbait. You're a basement blogger. You're all this other stuff, right? And here we are. The news breaks, and you put some tweets out today that had people scratching their head. I don't know if you're just teasing with us or not, but then you told me earlier that you had a dinner date with a manager's agent tonight. So, you want to tell us what's going on?
Yeah, man. I just got out of a dinner with, the front office with Charlotte. We were kind of discussing who we want next. So
What did you tell them?
So I said, bring us I'm just kidding. No, it's been quite a day. To be honest with you, and I'll throw this out here first. We have an article coming out too. Shameless plug to that. But just last week or whenever it was, with the player contract negotiations of who they were planning to renew and what players they decided to opt out of those contract options, Lattanzio was in those conversations. So a lot of people, including myself here at the end, thought that Lattanzio was going to be the head coach next season. I'm like, you don't involve a head coach in those decisions, right?
Yeah.
You don't plan on counting with him next season.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I was with you. I thought, I was kind of like, damn, when we made the play in, that was kind of it, right? That squashed all rumors or whatever, in my opinion.
Well, that was enough to get him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
For sure. And so this marks now 2 seasons, 2 failed coaches under Charlotte FC. And some commonalities here is that these two coaches were relatively new, right? Or inexperienced coaches, right? Think about Miguel, right? He had some success at Independiente del Valle, which is a small club in Ecuador, right? Went to Internacional, right? Was fired 3 months out, and he became the coach at Charlotte FC, right? A coach with potential, right? That had some background that fit the mold or style that we wanted to play. Didn't work out. Lattanzio was a gamble, right? You know, to be fair, I was in agreement. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that.
No, I thought it was a good appointment in my opinion.
He was part of Mars's system, though. He was Mars's
even outside of that, he still had plenty of MLS experience, right? I mean, he had been around the league long
he
enough.
had MLS experience, but he didn't have head coach experience,
Yeah.
which is what we saw that ultimately led to him being sacked. I mean, we lost 25 points in winning position.
Is that his fault, though?
I mean, tactically, there's been games where, especially, this to me defines the Lattanzio era, where we go into the last game of the season against Inter Miami, 60,000 people, Messi playing there.
Oh, we knew that
plays well, and we win. Couple days later, we see an exact opposite of Charlotte. 5 goals let in. The team looked lost, right? I can't remember the Brazilian striker's name for Red Bulls, right? But in the third goal, they scored. Manuel had like half an hour to take that shot, right? You know, I mean, that truly defines what this team was. Like, we didn't know. We didn't know if we could expect a great Charlotte. We didn't know if we would expect a bad Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Especially in that Red Bull games, tactically, you know, he got outdone, right? And so, I mean, there was a lot of moments during the season, especially I'd say the second trimester of the Charlotte FC season, we saw the team really, really struggling, right? And I think that's an important factor to take into. I got to give it to him. These last couple of games, there were significant improvement in the team. But from what I'm seeing, Charlotte FC does not think that this coach has what it takes to take them to the next level. And to me, that's fair play. You know what I'm saying? What is something that I whine about a lot when it comes to Charlotte? I want the team to be successful, and I want there to be a standard that Charlotte sets, right? I don't care what the Hornets are doing. I don't care what the Panthers are doing. I understand that there's people that love those sports too. Power to you, but that we're not that sport. I want Charlotte to define itself, right, as a franchise that wants to win, that is competitive, right? And I think that this move, depending on who they bring in, is telling us that.
Who's your number one pick?
For head coach?
No, for, I don't know, like Uber driver that's going to bring the players over, the coach driver.
Be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, who would you pick if you know, talking about available coaches, right, and being realistic?
Well, I think the club's thinking right now is they want to hire somebody with experience, an MLS experience.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you know, I mean, I'm not sure what Bruce Arena's got going on, but I don't think he would be a bad pick, or Bob Bradley.
Bob Bradley. I just don't know if I could handle Bradley.
I brought up Bob too.
I forgot about Arena, man. I was talking Giovanni, man. That's who I would like to see. But yeah, I forgot about Arena, to be honest with you. Yeah,
When
I mean,
you think, all right, so y'all help me understand what's going on in the offseason, and when it's obviously we need one as soon as possible, but what's the window? I mean, the season just ended, so let's have a signing by
playoffs
February
going on
1st, or when does he have to be in the room to make decisions about, you know, who he wants to play and what kind of system?
I would hope that they've already started those conversations, and that like by the end of the month, like sort of, you know, at least hashing out the final details on the contract. I don't want to go through the transfer window and not have a coach in place, right?
For sure, but I mean, from what it sounds like, you know, one of the things that they don't want to do is get it wrong again.
Well,
right?
Zoran definitely doesn't want to get it wrong.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it could be as early as the end of this month. It could take up till the end of December, right? From what I'm hearing. And so it's gonna be very interesting, the names that will get thrown out here right? But I think it's important to note that like they have to get in a coach. To me, you have to get somebody not like Miguel, but with that playbook that Miguel kind of had, as well as knowing how to talk to the fans. Right? I think that's important too.
I mean, he was just a smooth talker, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I need him to transmit that to the players and to the idea of play as well, right? You know, you need somebody that can bring some positivity in. One of the things that, we complain about Lattanzio was him saying, like, we're not Real Madrid. Okay, we're not Real Madrid, but we're also not playing in La Liga. Like, we're not.
Those comments like that pissed me off. Nobody was comparing them to that.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And with the amount of parity that there is in this league, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Right. So I want somebody that's going to come in here and inject some positivity, because the team is not that far off.
Yeah,
No, they're not. I mean, you can kind of see it starting to work, right? I think our wingers needed to be upgraded.
Lee made a great point earlier, just saying, about the parity. And I'm glad you brought up that word, because in the MLS, and I'm like, hey, this is a good thing about a mid-league, is that the parity is just dumb. It's so good in the sense that you're not that far off, just like you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's proof of that.
Are they really, though? I mean,
dude, they went from what, bottom of the league, man, to winning it and actually playing well. Go ahead, Brian. Have your say.
With almost the same roster too. They didn't really make that many changes when Noonan first took over. They just kind of like changed the model. I think that would be one other route. And I think Vaughn had initially brought this up on a show before, but like Noonan came from as an assistant from Philly, where they have a well-established program that's been like just ingrained in MLS and working with how to work with the roster restrictions. And so they were able to go right into another team and completely flip the script from what was happening in Cincinnati. I think that's the only other route I would see besides a really experienced coach would be like, can you find an assistant from from Seattle, from a really established program where it's just like, oh, they know how to win at this level very consistently and have done for a decent amount of time, and have like seen like the pillars of the foundation be built from the ground up and stabilized and stayed there for. I mean, Seattle's the best example, I'd say. So
for sure. But I feel like this is the first true season we see a really good Cincinnati. To me, I measure that standard in 3 to 5 year blocks. Why? Because the league is so like there's so much parity in this league. It reminds me of Liga MX, where like a team can have 2 good seasons and then go back to being a mid team. So to me, I have to judge the longevity of how long you can do it, right? Seattle,
Robert makes a valid point.
Even Nashville to a degree.
I mean, I think our DPs have really let us down, right? And we were saying that right before you joined, Jorge. I mean,
bro, Carol did not let me down, dog. Carol Swiderski?
I'm with Jorge on that. I mean, just from the not as knowledgeable as everyone else, but more like everyone else, if you feel me. Swiderski, fine. I mean, listen, my wife's favorite player on the team is Jaws. Got the beautiful hair, and I like the runs he makes on the sides. But if you're going to talk about a DP that's not doing DP level stuff, that's where I would put it.
But if you compare our DPs to around the league, man, like they're actually doing something, there is no comparison, right? Go ahead, Brian.
Duncan McGuire, the striker for Orlando City, who they drafted with the 6th pick in the Super Draft, has more goals than Karol Swiderski this year.
Yeah,
bam! Tell it, Brian, man.
Did he play the 10? Did he play at the wing? Did he what position did he
score goals?
All right, he scored goals, right? But you also have to take into account the position that the players play in, right?
Yeah, but he didn't. Okay, so here's the thing with Carroll, though. Like, I guess the argument is that he does little things that like makes the other players better, but nobody else was really scoring goals that consistently when he was out there. So like you get, I agree that he's very technically gifted. We've talked about this ad nauseum. I think that the issue is like he also needs to make the other players around him better, and I don't feel like many of the other players ended up being better with him out there. Like,
well, he doesn't look happy. He's never looked happy.
No,
he gets frustrated. It's one thing to have like a Capetti I'm pissed off or I'm flopping, frustration, whatever. But Carroll's like, man, why the am I even here? And when he's been pulled off sometimes, he would get so mad, like I don't know. It just never he never seemed like that much very fit. And Lee was saying earlier that on some podcast in Warsaw, he said, I don't want to go back. And Lee's like, all right, fine, don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, you know, like Carroll, like they're doing everything they possibly can to get out. And to a point now where it's kind of like you should probably stop talking about it, right? Because you're giving out numbers, right? Like hopefully Charlotte sell me for 6 or 7. Like you're ruining your transfer value by being this desperate.
Just shut up.
You know, so like, okay, you've put it out, your agents put it out, right? Like let them work out whatever they need to work out. If you truly want to leave, ideally, I would love for him to stay. But at the end of the day, right? Like if a player doesn't want to be here, there's no point in keeping him if he truly doesn't want to be here. I think from a perspective of the mid team that we've been, the numbers that Carroll has put has shown me that he's a DP type of level player, right?
I agree with that.
You also have to take into consideration the supporting cast that he's had. You know, that's more on the build from the front office versus him, right? Because I had this argument with somebody. I was like, if you put Enzo in Atlanta, would he be scoring like Yakumakis is scoring? We don't know that. Maybe yes, maybe no, right? So, I mean, that's an important factor to take into account as well, right? If you're able to perform when your team isn't that great, that tells me that you're a really good player, right? Enzo hasn't been able to do that given the lack of service, given, you know, all these other factors that play into a role, right? However, guys like Camille, right, have had a full season with Charlotte again and has not lived up to the expectations.
Yeah, I feel bad for Camille in a way, though. I feel bad for Camille because, I mean, he started off the season really good, right? And then we got to the U.S. Cup, right? And then he got hurt. And then it just like from there, it was just a downfall for him.
Bro, how did we buy him? We bought him hurt.
No, we bought him with cash.
So you took a gamble on a player that you know had an injury and that could potentially be injury prone. And guess what happened? You have an injury prone player who's a DP in your squad.
I don't know if that really I mean, that's what the medical staff is supposed to do, right? Let us know if it's a serious injury or it's going to be one that's always there or if it's just one that's going to heal right. I mean,
do you want to see him on the pitch next year start?
Yeah, I mean, and we did get him at a discount price, right?
Exactly. And that's been a big issue with Charlotte FC, gambling. They gambled with the coach, got it wrong. They gambled with Camille, they got it wrong. You know, they gambled with Jan, getting a player from a second division in Poland. They got it wrong.
But it's the second year.
Okay,
what does that mean?
Tell that to St. Louis, who just finished first, who had an incredible season.
Hey, but we had the same playoff record,
If we had St. Louis season and we would have went out to KC, we would all have still been happy. I would have been. Hey, I would have been satisfied with that great of a season. People are happy now. People are happy now with one.
Come on, you got to win the first round of the playoffs. If
you're making it sound like this playoff was amazing. We beat Miami at home, great, but the overall season wasn't good enough.
Calm it down. Calm it down.
Lee just doesn't like trophies.
We all know the barbecue in North Carolina is better than all those places. It's okay.
That's actually true.
It's okay.
I barbecued last night.
And it's even healthier for you with the vinegar base. So, what's the next move? What are we going to see coming up in like the next couple of weeks? Nothing. It's going to go radio silent. And then hopefully by early December, we hear something about a coach. Or we hear about interviews. Will we even know if anyone's coming in to be interviewed? Is there any sort of process like that they have to actually tell anybody, or is it just backroom deals and whatever?
Here's what's going to happen. They're going to interview coaches. A big chunk of those coaches will be MLS experience and some coaches that aren't MLS experience, right? Here's also what's going to happen. Vinny Mello, I'm 89% sure is not returning. Even with Lattanzio gone, he's not coming back. We got to see now what happens.
Minty outfit.
I was certain that Corujo's out. Now that kind of gets thrown into a 50-50 with Lattanzio being out.
Yeah.
You know, Karol Swiderski will continue to tried to get his move out of Charlotte, right? And I can see that happening in these before the end of the year, right?
Yeah,
Maybe right.
my only hope is
Maybe
whoever
right.
we get is in a position of at least acknowledge that he's here with the club and can talk to Zoran and those folks when the transfer window. That's all I hope.
Well, I mean, they're already scouting for DP level players, so
of course they're going to continue scouting. But again, I would like our new manager to have some input on the type of player he wants, right? DP or not.
They only can have 3 DPs, right? Only 3.
If you look overall at this season, how satisfied are you on a scale of 1 to 10 overall with the players that we brought in?
With 10 being
all mixed in together.
But 10 is like
you're throwing Breck in there, you're throwing Taloma in there, you're throwing Ashley in there, Enzo, Scotty. You know?
Yeah, and I think most of those players I would say are decent players, right?
Yeah, well, I would say that there was an improvement in terms of the players that we brought in to what we had, right? So I mean,
100%.
You also have to take that into consideration when you fire the coach, right? I mean, we have less wins this year than we did last year. That's a problem.
We got more draws than we did. It makes up for it.
We finished in the same position, but this time we finished in a made-up Apple TV wanting to get more money game.
100%. Yeah, 100%, man. But I guess the question is, right? I mean, which positions would you upgrade, right, Brian? Where would you start upgrading position? Personally, mine would be the wings, right?
Yeah, wings up there. I would also upgrade in the
Maybe a center
midfield.
back. Midfield?
I would for sure midfield. I mean, I think people will look at the goals against and blame the defense, but like so much of it was from our midfield not taking control of the game the way they want to. Turnovers in their own half. This happened all season. I mean, the New York Red Bulls game, the most recent one, is another great example where, I mean, Lattanzio got the tactics wrong, but they also got completely dominated and swarmed where New York Red Bulls kept them compact in center. And it was just the midfield had no solutions. I want more solutions in the midfield. And I'm not so overall with everything. I want, and this is with the coaching, with the players, I want their top options to be picked more often, right? So if they have their top 3 options at coach, I want one of those to be picked. I don't want their plan B, their plan C, their plan D. And I hope that's why they fired Lattanzio at this point when he was already in the room with the discussions. I hope that means they have their top guy pretty close to signed, because otherwise, why are we going through your plan B, C, D options again? Like, we've already done this twice. So and it's the same with the players. In the midfield, I want their top guy. I don't care if it's a 10, 8, 6, whoever you have at the top of your list, whoever you can get that guy. Like,
so is this where it comes on Bobby a little bit, though?
Sure, it's on. I would say it's on all of them.
Yeah, yeah. We're not pointing one single guy out. The guy.
No, I'm just saying, right?
The guy with the biggest pressure heading into season 3 is Zoran Kraneta.
That's what I'm saying, right?
He is the guy that has now had 2 coaches that have failed under his watch.
Yeah.
So he has to get this third one right.
Yeah, but isn't Bobby the guy that sort of works the salaries and that sort of thing, right, in order to stay within the MLS rules?
I mean, yeah, he plays an important role, but I think the head honcho, right under Tepper, has to be the sporting director. They hold the biggest responsibility.
Too, man.
What's that?
He's the head coach. You just cut off the head and anyway. Hey, I do want to make one point, and this is not to be dark or whatever, but this is one asterisk, and I'm not seriously, y'all. When you have a player on the beginning of the season, it's one thing if he was at his home somewhere else, but my gosh, he died on the trip with the club down there in a freak accident, and he was one of your best players, best in the locker room, great defender. By the way, that's pretty up as well. So just putting that out there.
I mean, of course, right? I mean, there was so much going on.
Crazy. That's some crazy shit, and for it to happen right when you're getting your shit together and seeing what you got at the beginning of the season, And Lattanzio, the true time he was being a head coach because he had to take over Mars's shit in the first half of the season, the first season, whatever. So,
yeah, but I think
I
agree with you.
That I'm just saying that is a footnote and asterisk. That is something that needs to be noted for Lattanzio's Laddie Daddy's time here. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think that's a small thing either. You know, Anton Walks, you know, Nuno and Andre linked with sexual allegations. Like these are off the field stuff that you have to consider into the type of season that you had as well. But then you also have to look at, you know, like, I mean, so many points dropped, you know, getting like, you know, those situations, if they wouldn't have happened, I don't think would have made a difference in Red Bull. You know what I'm saying? Like in that play-in game.
Well, the Red Bull one, that game against the Red Bulls was crazy. Like Red Bull basically came out and said 2-2-2-2 and said, "You guys are not coming at us down the middle. We're gonna make you play the wings." That was like a perfect game to bring McKenzie in and just have him stretch that whole game.
Listen, teams that play the way Red Bull played, right, with that aggression, with love playing against teams that like to play out of the back like Charlotte. They really said, y'all are coming here and pretty much giving us the feast. And guess what? Those boys ate at Red Bulls. And that's the problem. The team found out. And I also, that was an issue I had too, where, you know, like Lattanzio came out and said the boys were tired. I was like, well, if they were tired, why didn't you switch the lineups?
We should, hey, Lee, we should play that video one more time.
Like, why would you say why would you come out here and say that these guys were tired, right? Or that like maybe like this was an extra game, or like, you know, it just felt like, you know what, well, you know, we made playoffs, have a good day, we'll see y'all in February. You know, bro, that is not how, like, this is where I'm saying that like that personal accountability from the coach is important, you know? And this is where I have to give Charlotte a thumbs up with, you know, making this decision, because, you know, to me, I would rather them say, you know what, let's try it again and try to get it right versus, well, you know, we don't want to look like we're wrong, so let's keep Lattanzio.
Do you think this last game, the result of the last game, was the straw that broke the camel's back, or was it already
100%? You cannot show up to a playoff game and look atrocious like we did. 5 goals by Red Bulls isn't even a good team. You saw them go out. You know, obviously, they've had an up. I'm going to give them that. But compared to Charlotte, I would say we're right there with them. If that was Cincinnati that came and cooked us, we would all been like, okay, we get it. LAFC last year, we got 5 put on us in a half. We understood. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best teams in the league. But it's effing Red Bulls.
Oh, shit. He said F it.
Hey, Brian, give us your final thoughts, man. And if you guys want some action with this giveaway, remember it's hashtag Lattanzio out.
I think that's the biggest thing is the culture. Like Jorge was talking about, the excuses of it in that last Red Bull game. They were going up against a Red Bull team that also had played on Wednesday, right? They had also played on Saturday. They'd also played that short rest. They also had an interim coach, right? Lattanzio and him are at that same level in terms, even less. He had less experience. He was a brand new, like Lesesne he just had gotten the full-time job like the week before or something. Like he was in the same position as Lattanzio and got completely outclassed. And then Lattanzio's response was, our boys are on short rest. It was just not our time, all this stuff. When like all you have to do in that situation is show some frustration, show some anger, right? Relate to the fans on an emotional level, because that's what the fans were missing all season. Was like, hey man, we don't like losing. It sucks. And then as a coach, you're just supposed to be like, yeah, we didn't play good enough and it sucks. And so that's where we have to not be in that situation, you know, right? We just got to ramp it up and do better. And like, that's really the message that had to come from the coach. And he never brought that. Instead, he had a reason for everything.
Yes. One being not Madrid.
Yeah.
And that's it. You want to say something, man?
I was just saying he's not that kind of guy. The guy to be the rah-rah, you know, and I don't know how it works internationally and so on and so forth, but honestly, his English was not the best.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Okay, I feel like that really doesn't have anything to do with it, though.
Well, from me just being a normal fan and listening to him talk, if they ever did a clip.
And
he
even
was
if his
hard to
English was
understand.
good, I mean, it doesn't mean he can. Capetti's English is good.
Yeah, I mean, to
I'm
me,
making
it's
the
all
point
of the
that Van
on-field
was
product.
making in the sense of he had, as the head coach, he's got to do all sorts of good stuff. And when it came to relating to the fans and other stuff,
I mean, he understood the questions that were getting asked to him in the press conference.
I
and
mean,
getting
it's just
upset.
it's the responses. I don't even think it's a language thing. It's more on like, you know what, like we understand. If you come out with the message saying we understand that people aren't happy, we're not happy. You know, this is not the standard we want to have. You say something like that, you relate to us. You're like, you know what, you get it. That's what we want to hear. Not we're not Real Madrid. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes he should have just come out and said this was a piss poor game, and
or said it's not good enough.
yeah, right. I mean, he didn't have to call players out.
Yeah, like none of us would have been like, if you come out with that rhetoric where you say it's not good enough, we would have been like, okay, like we get it. You're trying to improve, right? Like people, as crazy as fan bases are, sometimes, you know, like when you relate like that, they'll understand. You know, take some accountability. That was
the good
that was
news
just
is
my issue. You know what? But I do think Lattanzio was very sincere in the way he approached things. My problem was near the end, there was a lack of what I felt inability, in accountability.
Yeah, true.
yeah, he was a good guy. He was a great guy. I just don't think he was a head coach. And with Mars being fired and him coming in as Mars number 2, whatever, and he took over the season, and then having the asterisks of all sorts of craziness. And I don't, you know, it's the easiest thing to do is to fire the head coach. You don't have to deal with the players and so on and so forth. So I just hope it's not Brad Bradley. I don't want an old dude with experience.
Well, listen,
I want someone that has MLS experience. This is, you know, their first or something close to it MLS job, but they know how the system works, and we'll see what happens. But yeah,
time will tell. The good thing is
out. He gone.
Yeah. The good thing is we were.
And
well,
we
it doesn't
wish him the
matter who the
best.
coach is going to be, right? It's
Yeah.
not going to appease everybody. Right?
Listen, I wish him the best. I hope he goes on and has a great career.
Oh, for sure.
Heck, look at Miguel. He's got Sporting de Gijón in a promotion spot right now in Spain. Good for him, dude. You know, but I just want the coach that's gonna be here to be successful at Charlotte.
Yeah. And to start Patrick Adjumant.
Unreasonable. If next year the team's between 5th and 7th, I'm not gonna be bitching about what I'm seeing. I'm like, okay, I understand. That's where the team belongs.
We're gonna clip that.
If we're 10th, 12th, 14th, then I have a problem because we're not improving.
Hey, Lee, play us out once you ever, because you always decide when to totally stop this and we're going over. Play us out with the video I made of just let that go out at the very end.
All right. Yeah. So one last chance, man. Patrick's. Hashtag Lattanzio out if you would like to be a part of the screen here. Yeah.
But, you know, because I'm not that good with the language, that means pour the Corona.
All right. There's only 12 people.
Artwork,
We'll give them a minute because I know that it takes a minute.
I know.
Show up.
Well, listen, hey, I tell you what, boys. I'm looking forward to next year. Oh, look at that bird.
And seeing Patrick Adjumant start every week.
That looks like something in Danish or from the Netherlands. Lattanzio.
All right. I'm hitting the draw button. Y'all have plenty of time.
And the winner is Raffy.
All right.
Gripper. Let's go.
Congratulations, man. We'll get that to you. We'll get that to you. But
you owe me a Corona now.
Yeah, sure. So as we said, man, we all love the team. We all care for the team. If you're new to the show, go ahead and hit that sub button for us and hit that like button and all that fun jazz. And yeah, it's rigged. We got some of these shirts getting ready to come out too.
Dang,
if you want
that's
some
a
of
dope
those,
shirt, dog.
let us know. We even got a couple of hats possibly. So
we're gonna add an apostrophe S.
No,
Oh,
everybody's been
oh,
saying
Chris.
Charlotte without the S.
Charlotte's
in the
going to
comments.
Charlotte.
With,
But
all right,
whatever. Charlotte going to
with
Charlotte.
the S or without the S?
Well, maybe it's
Without the S, Charlotte's gonna Charlotte.
Charlotte. Say that really. Say it one more time, Jorge.
Charlotte gonna Charlotte.
Charlotte va a Charlotte.
¿Qué? ¿Qué es?
Charlotte's gonna Charlotte.
That's it. That's
He
it.
said he used the S. He used the S.
Yeah, Charlotte gonna Charlotte.
Damn you. Damn your good pronunciation. All right, listen. This is a quick little
Hey,
video.
come on. First you came for Lattanzio's English. Now you're coming for mine. That's crazy.
No, I'm not coming for anything.
Yeah.
Viva la Honduras.
Hey, poor
Yeah.
that
All right.
Corona.
So, Brian, where
Pour
can
that
people find
Corona.
you?
Pour that Corona. Hey, Miguel.
Hey,
What you doing, boy?
Actually, it's
What's this
spelled
soccer
correctly.
all about, son?
Yeah.
I've only seen football games on this field. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Real quick, this is like a neutral saying, man. If Charlotte comes out and plays well, right? Charlotte's gonna Charlotte.
Is there
Go either way.
Anyway, we got some videos. Thanks for subscribing. We'll be
Yeah,
out
hold on. We
there.
gotta let Brian and everybody tell us where they're from, how to find them and that good stuff.
Where we're from.
Yeah, y'all can
Yeah.
find me.
Where
I'm
you
from
from,
Chicago, Illinois, originally born and raised. No, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Illinois.
Dang, if Lewandowski goes to Chicago Fire, you're gonna be a Chicago Fire fan.
No, dude, I'm a Dortmund fan. I hate Lewandowski.
So,
All right,
all right.
we're gonna wrap this up
Yeah.
now.
Jorge,
I'm,
where can
even
people
on
find you,
Twitter,
man, if they don't
even on
already
media.
know?
On all things Inter Miami. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. At
And
Top in 90 everywhere.
we'll do all the shows still, just as we have more news to talk about, right? We might drop some videos. Hopefully we can get some player interviews on the off season and that kind of stuff.
We'll
Joe LeBlue, we're coming for you, man. Let's interview you. You promised you would. Calling you out.
True.
So,
True.
yeah, man. So with that being said, man, we appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good evening. And as JT
This
requested,
tie feels like a loss. Lattanzio in the front office is tiptoeing the fine line. Next week against Columbus,
This
we
makes
don't
me
get a
so
result.
happy to watch
I
this
hate to
again.
say it.
Who do you bring in if you let Lattanzio go?
Who wants to come here? Get it together.
What do you think about this game? 5-2, was that a
We
fair
had,
result?
we had to work as a team more.
We do, right? I feel
And
like
then,
we were really compact.
We needed to be ready more.
You know, yeah, clearly we needed better coaching on the last minute. I think that obviously we shouldn't use the same fucking lineup. And excuse my language. We shouldn't use the same lineup that we used before. I do believe that obviously we could have used a different approach. Obviously, a different approach where we can have a better forwards in the center midfield.
Did you
and
feel?
not leave Vargas out.
Did you
We
feel
could
like the
leave
team was?
Vargas in.
I know, but do you feel like the team just was satisfied to be there, or they didn't have the energy, or?
Yeah, so obviously, clearly they were tired. They were tired from the last couple
That's why we switch it up.
days.
I
Put
know.
new people in. Aji made a difference. Put new people in. Use the legacy players.
And obviously, we didn't put the 100% that we needed to put in this playoff game. So Cristiano Lattanzio can finally leave Charlotte FC just to keep it safe. And that is just based on results, not on fan base opinion, just results.
Same thing, man. So all year, all season, right? It's been the same thing. In the first half, we had 73% possession. Did we do anything with it?
Not really, no. Not
That's what I'm saying. So like, when we talk about Lattanzio out, or we talk about like we need to.
You're the first one actually to bring that up tonight.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
Think about this game, man. 2-2, man. Draw FC, man. All we do is draw, man. Lattanzio apparently is an artist, man, with the draws he does. Talk to me, man. Tell me what you thought.
No, he's definitely an artist, man. He's an artist of the draw. All he likes to do is tie. We got double-digit ties. All we got to do is win one game to get in the playoff picture, and we don't. So, time and time again, it's Groundhog's Day for us.
It is Groundhog's Day. That's a good way to put it. Charlotte's going to Charlotte, right? Talk to me, though, man. Tell me, was it Lattanzio's fault, or was it like that tackle at the end where they got the penalty, man? There was no need to plunge in like that.
That was on our guy, 100%. DeJager or whatever, he just messed it all up, man. Lattanzio sucks too, but that was on us. That was on the players.
I think the summer, right? The summer you saw it adjust.
Yeah.
Right? You could see what Lattanzio wanted to do. He just didn't have the squad to do it.
And Westwood, of course, in the last interview, just said they more come together as a team. So
Yeah, that's a good. Another Westwood and Arfield.
I mean, today they seemed like a team, but every time they played Red Bulls,
it was just the wrong formation.
We never, exactly. We never
Red Bulls
adjust,
press.
Man. We're gonna play
And
with
that's
the
what
way
they
we're
do.
gonna play.
I feel like unless Swiderski is in the middle, he can't play at midfield.
There's got to be a tactical change, right? After you see it's not working, even if it's 10 minutes in.
That's coaching.
It started.
We didn't rise to the occasion.
The truth is, we can do it at home against Messi, but could we do it away from home? No, we couldn't.
Two wide open.
What you complaining about? We still won. A dub's a dub. What you complaining about?
I'm complaining about the two wide open headers.
Yeah, that was 2 wide open headers, but hey, we still won. A dub's a dub. We got the 3 points. We're gonna party tonight. Y'all need to stop complaining. All right, we got the dub today. Let's celebrate.
Celebrate, Charlotte.
No more. We're Win FC today.
We're Penalty FC.
Penalty FC. All right, 3 points.
We're never gonna make the playoffs. He's gonna be happy.
Why not?
As long as we almost make the
Why
playoffs.
not? Why not? Why are we not gonna make the playoffs, man?
Hey, clip this. When we make the playoffs, clip that. When we make the playoffs, we still got a chance.
They had a great season.
They did have a great season.
I loved it. I hate that it had to come to him, but
I know, it's
they
shitty,
did great.
too.
They did great. We're still here.
We made the
We're
wild
still
card.
gonna be
Yo,
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah, we're gonna be rooting for them regardless.
Next year's gonna be a better year.
Next year, not only are we going to make it to the playoffs, we're not going to be on a wild card. We're going to be ready for the playoffs, and we're going to kill it.
That's a queen talking.
That's a queen talking. Oh, yes.
For the fans, by
That's
the
it.
fans.
With that being
Damn it.
said, man, we all look forward to next season. Appreciate everybody. Jorge, Brian, JT, everybody out there, man. Appreciate y'all. Hit that sub button, share for us, do all that fun stuff. And you know how we do, man. So for the fans, by the fans.
Hey,